HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is not a programming language. It is not programming language. A markup language specifies the layout and style of the document. Markup language is used to give layout and style of the document. A markup language consists of a set of markup tags. Markup language consists of different types of markup tags. HTML uses markup tag to describe web pages. HTML uses different types of markup tags to describe web pages. HTML tags are keywords surrounded by angular bracket like HTML. This two angular bracket surrounded by two angular bracket. Most HTML tags normally comes in pair like B/B. The first tag is called start tag, means opening tag. This first tag means opening tag, and this last tag means end of tag, in tag. Okay. The second tag is called in tag or closing tag. HTML document describe web pages. HTML document contain HTML tag and plain text. It consists HTML tag, this h1 and /h1 are HTML tag, and this my first heading is plain text. HTML documents are also called web pages. They are also called web pages. A web browser read HTML document and display them as web pages. If you type this in the code editor, then you will get and output is seen in the browser, then you will get something like HTML document. I'll show you later. The browser does not display the HTML tag. The browser does not display this title tag. This only show this is my first web pages, this heading, this title. Okay, but uses tag to interpret the content of page, means to interpret this is a title. We use this title tag to interpret that this is my first web page is the title. To interpret that this is a title, we use title tag. A simple HTML document is given below. This is the simple HTML document. HTML, then head inside head title. After closing title, here close the head, body, opening of body, h1. This is this my first heading, paragraph, my first paragraph / body / HTML. Save this page with .html or HTML extension. The extension of HTML is .html or .extension. However, it is good practice to use HTML extension. In the browser window, you see a web page that features exactly the same content as the Word document. In the browser, we see same WordPad document, like WordPad document. To describe the structure of web page, we add code to the word, so we appear them on the page. This is the code. Okay, use this code. Don't worry about what the code means. Don't worry about what this code means. Okay, I will tell you everything about this. HTML body h1 /h1. This is main heading, and then paragraph. This is the paragraph. S2. This is a subheading. S2 paragraph. This is a paragraph. S2 another subheading, paragraph, body. The code is in blue, means in the browser you see in blue color, is made up of character that live inside angular bracket. They are called HTML element. What is HTML element? HTML elements are those elements which are inside the angular bracket, like this h1 body. This elements are usually made up of two tags, an opening tag and closing tag. I have already told you about that. The closing tag has an extra forward slashes. I have already told you about that. Each HTML tells the browser something about the information that sits between its opening and closing tags. This is the structure of HTML. HTML is element to describe the structure of the page. Let's look closer at the code from the last page. There are several different elements. Each element has an opening and closing. The HTML, then closing of HTML, body, closing of body, H1, closing of H1, paragraph, closing of paragraph, S2, closing of S2, paragraph, closing of paragraph, another heading, S2, closing of heading, paragraph, closing of paragraph. This is the simple structure of HTML document. HTML tag acts like containers. They tell you something about the information that lies between their opening and close. Tags tell you something about the information that lies between their opening and closing tag. Means the opening HTML tag indicates that anything between it and closing HTML tag is HTML code. Means inside opening and closing HTML tag there is something that is the HTML code. Body. The body tag indicates that anything between it and closing body tag should be shown inside the main browser window. Means body part should be shown inside the main browser window. Word between h1 and /h1 are main heading. They are main heading. Paragraph of text appear between these paragraph and /paragraph tag. Means the between this paragraph and closing paragraph, opening and closing paragraph, the text appear should be in paragraph. Word between h1 and /h1 forms a subheading. This forms subheading. Here is another paragraph between p and closing p tag, another subheading, and so on. Closing of body indicates that end of what should appear in the main browser. Closing of body tag should indicate that what should be appear in the browser window. Closing HTML tag indicates that it is the end of HTML code. Let's know more about this HTML tag. Here left angular bracket means left, this is the left less than sign, left angular bracket, and this is right angle bracket. This is character. P is character. Here this is the opening tag. The character is characters in the bracket indicates the tag purposes. This indicates the tag purpose. For example, in the tag above, P stands for paragraph. The closing has a forward slashes after the symbol. This is the closing tag. This slash. The term tag and element are often used interchangeably. Elements and tags are often used interchangeably. Strictly speaking, however, an HTML comprises the opening tag, opening and closing tag, and any content lie between them. Attributes tells us more about elements. Attributes provides additional information about the content of element. It provides additional information about the content of elements. It helps to control the behavior of elements. They appear on the opening tag of the element and are made up of two parts. They are found in the opening tag of the element and are made up of two parts, a name and a value separated by a equal sign. Means here in opening p tag, this is opening p tag. Here this is an attribute name, language equal to English, US. Attribute value, this is attribute name and this is attribute value. Attribute paragraph in English. Okay, the attribute name indicates what kind of extra information you are supplying about the element's content. It should be written in lowercase. It should be always written in lowercase. It provides extra information what you are supplying about the element content. The value is the information or setting for the attribute. It should be placed in double quotes. Different attributes can have different value. Here an attribute called language is used to indicate the language used in this element. The value of these attributes in this page specify it is in US English. Now we should learn some practical examples. Open your text editor. Here first of all types first of all save this content with a hello dot htm or html. After saving that html, this is opening and closing tag of html. Head, here opening and closing tag of head. Title, opening and closing. This is the this is the title. This is title. After head, body. Here's one. This is heading. This is H1. Heading. This is H1 part or heading part. This is H1. Or I can copy that. Let's check. Control S for save. HTML. This is the opening of HTML and this is the closing of HTML. This is the opening of body. This is the closing of body. This is head section, opening of head section and closing of head section. H1. This is my first heading. This is my first paragraph. Let's see this in the browser. Or go to your hello.html, that is safe, opening in the Chrome browser. Open it in the Chrome. Here my first heading. This is title part. Here this is the title. I have mentioned here. This is the title. Means this affair here in the title part. Title. And this is what the browser body tags tell us what should be shown in the browser. Means what content should be shown in this browser page. H1 my first heading. This is the heading part. This is the first heading. Okay, and then paragraph. This is paragraph. This is my first paragraph. P tag makes this paragraph here. Let's jump to the next section. Attributes. Attributes. Body, head and title. Body, this body tag. You made the body element in the first example we created. Everything inside this element is shown inside the main browser window. I have already mentioned you that what code should inside the body tag. These elements are shown in the main browser. Head, before the body tag you often see a head element. This contain information about the page rather than information that is shown within the main part of the browser window that is highlighting in the blue or opposite page. You usually find the title element inside the head element. Title, the content of title element are either shown in the top of the browser above where you usually type in the URL of the page you want to visit or on the tab for that page. If your browser uses tabs to allow you to view multiple pages at same time. This is the example. This is the example of head, body, and tag. I have already shown in the text editor or in the browser. HTML. This is the opening of HTML. This is the closing of HTML. Head. This is the opening of head. This is the closing of head. This is the title of the page. Here, this is the first heading, page, paragraph tag, paragraph. This is anything within the body of which page is displayed in the main browser window, and this will result these types of this. Here title wasn't seen here. Summary HTML page are text document. HTML pages are text document. I have already told you HTML pages are text document. HTML uses to give the information they surrounded a specific meaning. Right? HTML tag uses to give information they surrounded a special meaning. Means p tag tells us about paragraph. Tags often replace to as element. Tags are often referred to as element. Tags may be known as elements. Tags usually comes in pairs. They are always comes in pair. Maximum of them were come in pairs. Opening tag denotes the start of piece of content, and closing tag denotes the end. Opening tags can carry attributes. I have already told you about the attributes that were language attributes, attribute name, content, English, US attribute value, which tells us more about the content of that element. Attribute requires a name and value. To learn HTML, you need to know what tags are available for you to use, what they do, and where can they go. Next. When creating a web page, you add tag, known as markup, to content of the page. These tags provide extra meaning and allow browser to show users the appropriate structure of the page. Okay, tags help us provide extra information. Now focus on how to add markup to the tags that appears on your pages. You will learn about structural markup and semantic markup. Markup, the element that you use to describe both heading and paragraph. If you want to describe both heading and paragraph, then you will use markup, structural markup, semantic markup. Semantic markup provides extra information. They are used for extra information. We will learn about this later. Heading. This is the heading is the example of this structural markup. Heading. HTML has 6 level of heading. This H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. H1 is used for main heading, H2 is for subheading, and if there are further section, then we will use H3, H4, H5, H6. If you type this heading in the body part, then you will get this. This is the main heading. This H1 is maximum size, then S2, S3, S4, S5, S6. Paragraph. To create a paragraph surrounded the word that make up the paragraph will be an opening P tag and closing P tag. If you want to create a paragraph, then you will use paragraph tag. By default, browser will show each paragraph on the new line with some space between it and any subsequent paragraph. Example, paragraph. This is a paragraph. A paragraph consists of one or more sentences that form a self-contained unit element unit of discourse. The start of paragraph is indicated by a new line. Text is easier to understand when it is split up into a unit of text. For example, a book may have chapters. Chapter may have subheading. Under each heading, there will be one or more paragraph. This, if you write this under the body part, then you will get this result. Bold. By enclosing a word in the tag B and /B, we make make character appear bold. If you want to appear some word in the bold, then you use this bold tag. The bit element always represent a section of text that would be presented in a visually different way. Though the use of B element does not imply any additional meaning. This does not add additional meaning, but this will help us to appear in the bold. Italic. This is also similar to the bold. By enclosing the tag I and /I, we make character appear italic. I elements always represent a section of text that should be said in different way from surrounding content, such as traditional term, name of sheep, foreign words, thoughts, or other terms that will be usually in italic. We'll see this example later about this later. Superscript and subscript. Superscript and subscript are used. Superscript is used while we use suffixes of dates, mathematical concept like raising power, number of power, like 2 co power 2. Subscript. The subscript element is used to contain character that should be subscript. It's commonly used for footnotes or chemical formulas such as S2. Base. This is in the base. Paragraph example. Paragraph on the 4 sub tieth means this will produce 4th of September. You will learn about E equal to MC sub means power. MC square there, E equal to MC square. P, the amount of CO subscript 2, this will provide CO2 in the atmosphere grew by 2 ppm in 2009. Subscript 1 2009 means base 1. Sub means base, sub means power. Subscript means power of the number. Subscript, superscript means the power of the number. Subscript means the base of the number. White space. What is white space? In order to make code to read, web page authors often add extra spaces. Means extra spaces. This extra spaces. Or start some element on a new line. When the browser comes across 2 or more space next to each other, it only displays one space. Similarly, if it comes across a line break, it treats that as a single space too. This is known as white space collapsing. Means if you let this space, then this space known as white space. You will often see that web page author take advantage of white space collapsing to indent their code in order to make it easier to follow. It makes it easier to follow. The example under the body tag, after body tag, paragraph, the moon is drifting away from the earth. The moon, paragraph tag, the moon, the white space is drifting away from earth. The moon is drifting away from the earth. Means here is long white space, here short white space, but the browser does not let the white space. They do not let the white space. These 3 paragraph tags produce same output here, nothing different. Line break, horizontal rule. BR tag used for line break. As I have already seen, the browser will automatically show each new paragraph or heading on the new line. But if you want to add a line break inside the middle of paragraph, you will use a line break tag BR. HR, horizontal line. If you want horizontal line, then you will use HR. To create a break between them, such as a change of topic in the book or new scan in a play, you add a horizontal rule between a section using HR tag. Means if you want this under this line here, horizontal line, then you will use HR tag. There are few elements do not have any word between an opening and closing tag, they are known as empty elements, and they are written differently. An empty element usually has only one tag. They have only one tag, opening tag. Before the closing angle bracket of an empty tag, there will often be a space or forward slashes character. Some web page author miss this out, but it is a good habit to get in. Means we can use this empty tag sometimes, like empty tag, like br tag. If they are known as empty tag. um, okay, semantic semantic markup. There are some text. There are some text elements that are not intended to affect the structure of your web page, but they add extra information. They add extra information to the page. Then they are known as semantic markup. I have already told you about the semantic markup. They add additional information to your page. Like some example, like strong. This strong tag help us to indicate that its content has strong importance. Strong element. By default, browser will show the content of strong element in bold. It provides in bold. Emphasis. EM element indicates emphasis that subtly changes the meaning of sentence. If you want to change the meaning of sentence, then you will use em tag. By default, browser will show the content of em in italic. Um, Browser will show the content of em tag in italic language. Italic. HTML comment are necessary in the document to tell extra about that content. Here we use comments to make our HTML code more readable and understandable. Comments are ignored by the browser and are not displayed. They are not displayed in the browser. Comments are written between this tag. This text, this is an HTML. This will not shown in the or not display in the browser. They help us to provide extra information about the code. HTML images. Images are defined with img tag. They are used with img tag to display an image on a page. You need to use a ser attribute. We use ser attributes. We can also use width and height attribute with image tag. For example, image source photo1.jpg width 104, height 142. I'll show in this example. This here. After that, okay, img src attributes and abc and change the name of I'll change the name of this 1.jpg. 1.jpg, then save. After that, refresh this page, then you will get here my picture that is used. I'll provide height and width, then you will get purple here. height 104 width 160. Control S, then reload the page. Then here this is image tag. You can use image tag by using src attributes with img tag. You can provide height and width attributes to provide a fixed height and width. Images. We can see ALT attributes to define an alternative text for an images. For example, images src width, height, and alternative. This my best photo means this provide alternative text. If the browser does not found these photo 1.jpg, then this will show you my best photo. This is alternate. The ALT attribute tells the reader what he or she is missing on the page. If the browser can't load images, I have already told you about this, the browser will then display the alternative text instead of images. It is a good practice to include the ALT attribute for each images on the page to improve the display and usefulness of your document for the people who have text only browser. HTML table. HTML are defined. Tables are defined with the table tag, or table is divided into a row, and each row is divided into a data cell. Table row we use tr tag, and for data td tag. The letter td stand for table data, which contain the content of data cell, and our data can contain text, images, list, paragraph, forms, horizontal rules, tables, etc. For example, table border 1 tr, this td row 1 cell 1, td row 1 cell 2, tr slash tr td row 2 cell 1, row 2 cell 2. This is table example of table tag. And HTML list, I will show the example of table tag. Table border we use here border attributes to provide a border of the table. Without this border attribute, we can see the border in the browser. Here tag td. You can use any browser to interpret this example. Row 1 comma row 1 comma cell 2, td row, this is cell 1 row 1 comma cell 2. Copy, Control C. I will change here row 2 cell 1, row 2 cell 2. You have to interpret this example don't copy like me. Then load in the browser. Here this is the table tag. Here row1 cell1 we provide this information. Table address. If I provide 0 in the border, then you see there is no border for this table data. So provide 1 here for border. This here tr tag tr tag table row tag, then table data tag. Okay, now HTML list. HTML support order and unorder and definition list. There are three types of list. HTML list. They are order list, unorder list, and definition list. Order list items are marked with number, letter, etc. We use OL tag for order list, and each list starts with li tag. Here OL type A means this will provide this number, this letter tag A, B, C, D. Here A. So indicate that here li is list tag apple, banana, lemon, orange. This will provide this output A, B, C, D. If you don't use type attributes item markup language with number, if you don't provide this type attributes here, then HTML this browser automatically takes number. We use a for lowercase letter, type I for Roman letter, I V etc. Okay, unordered list items are marked with bullets. We use UL tag for unordered list. Each list items start with li tag. For example, this UL type disk. If you provide disk, then you will get output that li apple, banana, lemon, orange. This will provide this output. If you don't use type attributes item with marked with disk, we use type circle for a circle bullet or type square for square bullet. Definition list is the list of item with a description of each item. We use DL tag for definition list, DL tag, DT for definition term, and DD for definition description. DL tag for definition list, DT tag for definition term, and DD tag for definition description. For description, DD tag. For definition, coffee tag, and DL tag for definition list term, and this is definition description. This example produce output coffee, black hot tea, milk, white cold drink. Okay. HTML link. HTML a link is the address to a resource on the web. HTML link are defined using an angular tag A. We can use these tags to point a resource, an HTML page, image, sound, or movie, etc. an address inside a document. We can use sref attribute to define the link address. Sref attributes, for example, angular tag A sref http://www.cscts.np cscts. This is the link for cscts. If you click this link, then it will load the www.cscts.np website. We can use target attribute to define where the link document will be opened. For example, sref html www.cscts.np target equal to blank. The blank, if you provide blank, then we will open a document in new window, not in same window, next window. We can use name attribute to open define a name anchor inside a HTML document. Name anchor are visible to the reader. For example, a name label, name equal to label. Any content defines a name anchor and we use the syntax a equal to href label any content to the link to the named anchor. HTML forms are used to select different types of input. User input of form is an area that contain different forms elements like text area, drop down menus, radio buttons, check boxes, etc. Form elements are elements that allows the user to enter information in the form. A form is defined with the form tag. For example, form input elements. From the most commonly used form tag is input tag. The type of input is specified with the type attributes within the input tag. For example, this first name input type text first name equal to first name. Here first name, this first name for this name provide first name. Input type text, this is a text, we put here text. Last name input type text, name last name. For last name we use text attribute, type attribute. This example produce this output. We will check this in the example text editor. After that, body form. First name, first name. Input type text name. Name first name slash bracket. Here we use br tag for line break slash last. Type text name last. Due to typing error, here I use capital letter, but you can use a small letter, lowercase a here. After that, Control S for save, then reload here. This will provide this here name. This is, we can type here any text. For last name, here we use this. This is a form, HTML form, small form that. Okay. We can use. We see HTML list. Now we see HTML list. Well, well li apple cherry lemons and this only apples, two apples. Okay, then we'll see in the browser. After saving that, here this is the list. Okay, we do not provide any attributes here, so this automatically takes number attributes. I have already told you about that. If you provide here type attributes, then you will get type capital A. After saving that, you will get here this ABCD. This is all about the HTML list. You can practice the unordered list and descriptive list yourself. Radio button are used when you want the user to select one of these limited number of choices. If you have only limited number of choices, then you will use radio button. Example, form input type radio, name sex, value male, and this is male. For male section, male. Input type radio, name sex, value female, here female, this female here. But in case of radio button, you have to use only same name. This sex, you will use same name in the both input type. This radio type, radio and name sex. You have to notice that about name. Checkboxes are used when you want to select one or more option of a limited number of choices. For limited number of choices, you have to select one or more option, then you will use checkboxes. Example, I have a bike. Input type checkboxes, name, vehicle, value, bike. I have a car. Input type checkbox, name, vehicle, value, car. They're similar to the radio button. You have to type same type checkbox in all the value. Then name is also same like vehicle. Then you will provide a extra the value about different input type, like value for this input type is bike, for this car, for this airplane. Then the after typing this in the code editor, then you will find the output in the browser like this way. You can check this, or you can check only one, or you can check twice or thrice. I'll show you this in the example later. Submit button. When the user clicks on the submit button, the content of the form is sent to the server. After pressing the submit button, the user information went to the or sends to the server. The form action attribute defines the name of the files to send the content to. The file defined in the action attribute usually does something with the receive input. For example, form name equal to input action. What action should be performed? Submit.php. It wins after pressing the submit button. It wins to submit.php page. Method get. I will teach you about this method attributes later. For now, ignore this. Submit, if you provide action attributes, then after pressing the submit button, it will go to the submit.php. Username, input type, this is the simple HTML form. Input type submit, value equal to submit. This will provide a value. So the value of submit button is submit. This submit value is shown in this button here, submit. This type attribute tells us about this is the submit button type. Method attributes of a form tag gets how to send form data to the server. We can use get and post is values of method attributes. When we use get, form data can be sent as URL variable, and when we use post, form data are sent as HTTP post. You learn about Now you learn about get and post method. that is that is basically used in the server to provide information to the server. Get method this method appends the form data to the URL in the name or value where this will provide the URL in the name or value where this will provide. If you use get method to provide information, then in the browser, in the top there will URL with the name and value where. There is a limit to how much data you should place in URL. There is a limitation of how much data you should place in the URL. Therefore, you can't be sure that all the form data will be correctly transferred. If you are using a get method, then you are not sure. You can't be sure that all the form data will be correctly transferred. Never use get method to pass sensitive information like password or other information that will be visible in the address bar. In the address bar, if you use get method, then don't use get method to pass sensitive information. Okay. Post method, this method sends the form data as an HTTP post transaction. Post method is more robust and secure than get and post do not have size limitation. They have no size limitation. For sensitive information, use the post method to transfer to the URL, to the server. A drop down box is a selectable list code. Selectable for selectable list. Select name cars. Option number 1. Option Volvo. Option Saf, Fleet, Audi. We can use drop down box for selectable list. Okay, this example will provide this output. You can check in the code editor typing this example. HTML colors are displayed using a red, green and blue light. Color are defined using hexadecimal for hexadecimal like this 0008FF. This will provide a this hexadecimal provide some color that may be red, green, yellow or something. Here notable for combining of red, green and blue color RGB, the lowest value that can give to one of the light source is 000. The highest value is 255. We can use hex like this 200FF as well as RGB like RGB 32 or you can provide this or this. The combination of red, green and blue value from 0 to 255 gives the total number of more than 16 billion different colors to play with. 256 into 256 into 256. You can also use color names instead of hex and RGB values. The World Wide Web Consortium W3C has listed 16 valid colors names for HTML and CSS: aqua, black, blue, fuchsia, gray, green, lime, and so on. For example, body style background RGB 12, 30, 32, 255 and body style background this and body style background red. I'll show you this in the example. Okay, copy that. Here this is done by the HTML color we use here. this body style background, this will provide this green background here, blue background, body style background, this or this is same. This is hexacode or this is RGB color. Okay, background body style is background red. Here you can see that. Okay, now HTML font. The font tags in HTML is depressed. It is supposed to be removed in the future version of HTML. For example, font size to face Bordina, color red. This is a paragraph. This will provide a font tag. This will provide some additional information like size, font size. This is a paragraph tag is font size of 2, face Bordina, color red. This will provide red color. This is a font tag. HTML head. HTML, the head element contains general information, also called meta information about a document. The element inside the head element should not displayed by the browser according to HTML standard. Only a few tags are legal inside the head section. The base, link, meta, title, style, script. These tags are legal inside the head section. You must use this element and it should be used just once. It must start immediately after the opening HTML tag and end directly before closing tag, body tag. HTML meta. What is HTML meta? HTML includes a meta element that goes inside the head element. The purpose of meta element is to provide meta information, meta information about the document. If you want to provide a meta information about a document, then use HTML document. HTML meta elements are purely used for search engines use and provide some additional information about our pages. If you want to provide some information about our pages, then you will use HTML meta. We use 3 attributes: name, content, and HTTP equivalent with meta tag. We can use keywords, name equal to keywords to provide information for search engine. If the keywords you have chosen are the same as the ones they have put in, you come up in the search engine's result page. For example, meta information keyword equal to contain HTML, DHTML, CSS, XML, XSS, XHTML, JavaScript. We use name description to define the description of your page. It is a short summary of the content of the page. Depending on the search engine, this will be displayed along with the title of your page in an index. For example, meta name. This meta name provides description. The content free web tutorial on HTML, CSS, XML, and XHTML. We use name generator. We use name generator to define a description for the program you use to write your page. For example, meta name generator contain home sites 4.5. We use name author and copyright for author and copyright. For example, meta name author contain CSTs, meta name copyright contain CSTs 2005. We use name expired to provide to give the browser or data after which the page is deleted from the browser cache and must be downloaded again. This is useful if you want to make sure your visitors are reading the most current version of a page. For example, meta name expire content 13 July 2008. HTML div. What is HTML div? The div element define a logical division within the document. When you use a div element, you are indicating that the enclosed content is a section of the page, and you can format the section with CSS. Cascading Style Sheet. We learn about this in next lecture. For example, div style background color orange, text align center. Text align attributes help us to align the text in the center. Navigation page, paragraph navigation section, div style border 1 pixel solid black. This will provide 1 pixel solid black on page peak content section. I will show this in example. About meta, I will tell him about meta name. And this meta provides some information about the content of your document or page. Meta name equal to copyright. Copyright meta name equal to copyright content. CONTENT content. Teach. Says 2020. This is used to provide a metadata only. This does not hamper or affect on the browser. Now deep section. Deep HTML deep. You can see here deep. This is an HTML deep. This is the navigation section, and this is the content section. This is provided by the HTML deep. And one thing about HTML comment like this. This is the HTML div. This is the HTML comment. This will not display in the browser. I'll show here. Saving this. Don't forget to save. This is that part wasn't display in the browser. So this is an HTML. Then after HTML div, what next? After learning about this HTML div, the HTML section is finished. Now what next? Now you are ready for CSS. Means what is CSS? CSS is a Cascading Style Sheet that is used to provide a style that is used to provide style to the HTML document. After learning the HTML, now you are ready to style the HTML document. Thank you so much for viewing this.